Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. This has already been a very busy 2016. A lot of news in the world of WWE and also overseas in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling. In case you haven't heard already, but I'm sure most of you have by now, WWE is looking to sign several top New Japan Pro Wrestling talents, including AJ Styles. NoDQ.com has got the very latest regarding this, and it seems like there are new developments almost on an hourly basis now. So make sure you visit NoDQ.com to get all the latest. I will be back tomorrow with another edition of NoDQ&A video to answer some of your questions regarding WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling. So stay tuned for that. But for now, the other big story, of course, is the announcement from Vince McMahon on Raw regarding the big change at the Royal Rumble. The WWE title will be defended in the Rumble match. Got many of your questions here regarding that and the Royal Rumble. So let's get started here with the first question from Shaun T Flick. Your thoughts on the Royal Rumble match now being for the WWE title? I think it adds intrigue to the pay-per-view and Mania plans. I do feel it's a good idea in the sense that it makes the Rumble match a little more unpredictable. Prior to Raw this week, I figured that Brock Lesnar was the odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble. Now I'm not so sure. Perhaps Roman Reigns will successfully retain the WWE title in the Royal Rumble match. Will Triple H show up? Will Brock Lesnar win? There's a lot of different ways that WWE can go now in the WWE title picture, and it gives them more time to finalize plans for WrestleMania. They now can wait until the Rumble and make a final decision on what direction they want to go heading into WrestleMania. And I got another question here from Tommy. When was the last time the championship was defended at the Royal Rumble match? How much does this change WrestleMania predictions? This is actually the first time that the WWE title is being defended in the Royal Rumble match. Now, this is the second time that the WWE title is up for grabs in the Royal Rumble match. In 1992, the WWE title was on the line, but it had been vacated following the Tuesday in Texas pay-per-view. Hogan beat The Undertaker in controversial fashion, and Jack Tunney put the title up for grabs. The title had become vacant, and an undisputed WWE champion would be crowned at that 92 Rumble. That was the first and only time until now that the WWE title was the prize for the Royal Rumble winner. So that's another reason that I think that this is a good idea, because it hasn't been done in so long. Every year it's been the same thing with the Royal Rumble winner going on to WrestleMania in the main event. Now it's being changed up, and I think it's a good thing. I like the fact that things are being changed up a little bit. And I got this question here from Disco. With the Rumble being for the belt, how should WWE decide the number one contender for WrestleMania? I think the simple way to do it is have a big match at Fastlane. Maybe WWE will do an Elimination Chamber match, bring that back to the February pay-per-view, or they could do a new kind of match. There's a lot of different ways WWE can go creatively, but yeah, one would think that you have the number one contender match for WrestleMania at Fastlane. That seems to be the logical option, and that's what I think will most likely happen unless WWE goes in a different direction. But to me, that seems like the best way to go. Have the number one contender determined at the Fastlane pay-per-view. Alright, this next one comes from Mr. Johnson. With Roman Reigns now defending the title in the Royal Rumble, what are the odds of him retaining the belt if Cena, Brock, and Triple H are in it? I am guessing at this point it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania. I would be surprised if this match happened at Fastlane. I think it's more likely now that it happens at WrestleMania, since it's not happening at the Royal Rumble. And the fact is, this is the match that has been building up for several months now, going all the way back before Survivor Series when Triple H wanted to recruit Roman Reigns as the Authority Champion, and Reigns turned him down. Now, with that being said, this match doesn't necessarily need to be for the WWE title. For all we know, Brock Lesnar could win the Royal Rumble and then somebody wins at Fastlane and challenges Brock for the title at WrestleMania, or John Cena wins at the Rumble and somebody can win at Fastlane and challenge John Cena. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways WWE can go with this, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Roman Reigns retaining the title at the Royal Rumble. And I got this question here from Grant Hudson. Do you see Roman retaining in the Rumble? I think Triple H is going to screw and eliminate himself. That is also a possibility, that Triple H comes out and costs Roman Reigns the WWE title, and that right there will set up Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania. Or Triple H himself enters the Rumble and wins the Rumble, becomes WWE Champion, and Roman Reigns has to earn the title shot at WrestleMania. I'm sure some fans out there might not like that option because of it being obvious that Roman Reigns is chasing for the title again and wins at WrestleMania and gets his big moment. But that could happen. It's really hard to say at this point. Maybe this is all WWE's plan to make Roman Reigns look even stronger than before by having him overcome 29 other guys and retaining the title in the Royal Rumble, and then Super Triple H comes up to the plate to challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So, like I said, different ways it can go, and I'm definitely intrigued by this whole new development with the WWE title being defended at the Royal Rumble. So like I said, I think it's a good thing. Alright, this one comes from Gary O'Sullivan. Hey Aaron, do you think it's pointless to have Undertaker face someone like The Rock at WrestleMania 32 where there's no major build for it? If you're having a top star versus a top star face each other at WrestleMania, you really don't need a major backstory behind it. Some matches you can just set up because they're two big stars and they're facing off at WrestleMania, and that's all you need. You go back several years ago, Triple H versus The Undertaker. All it took was Undertaker coming out, standing there in the ring, Triple H's music hits out of nowhere, Triple H comes down, and they just have this stare down. No announcing, no promo work, just the two of them staring at each other with the WrestleMania sign in the background. And that's all they needed to get people excited about that match at WrestleMania. So, if, for example, it was The Rock versus Undertaker, there's really not a whole lot you would need to do. Those guys could just come out there and just stare at each other in the ring, and you got your main event, or one of your main events, set up for WrestleMania. Whether it's Undertaker versus The Rock or Undertaker versus John Cena, whatever the match ends up being, you really don't need that much of a backstory. But with that being said, there's still 3 months now until WrestleMania, and after Fastlane there's about 7-8 weeks until the pay-per-view. There's plenty of time to build up to WrestleMania, so it's not like they don't have enough time to build up a match properly. Alright, this one comes from Byron. Do you think Canada will ever have a WWE pay-per-view again? Besides the rumored network special in March, please answer in video. Well, the network special was announced apparently at the house show in Toronto, and I'm not sure why WWE has not done a pay-per-view. I believe the last pay-per-view in Canada was Unforgiven 2006. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's been a while. It's definitely been a while. Maybe WWE just doesn't like the fact that those Canadian fans are hijacking the show more times than not. You know, it's Bizarro Land, as Jerry Lawler puts it. I'm really not sure, but one would think that eventually WWE will run another pay-per-view in Canada. You know, it's a great crowd. They're always very enthusiastic. Yes, they tend to cheer for the heels more than the faces, but it makes for a fun atmosphere, and it makes the show better when the crowd is passionate and into the show. Alright, this one comes from Juan Carlos Colon. Hey Aaron, do you think Kevin Owens is going to join the League of Nations at some point representing Canada? Please answer in video. I sincerely hope not. I think I brought this up a few weeks ago about Kevin Owens. You know, there were reports that he was originally supposed to be joining the League of Nations, but he got sick and he got sent home. I'm glad that did not happen, because I think Kevin Owens is better off on his own. He does not need to be part of a faction, in my opinion, and I think him being part of a group would cause him to get lost in the shuffle. So I would not go with that. Kevin Owens should just be staying as a singles competitor, standing on his own. Alright, this one comes from Mr. Panda 316. Hey Aaron, when do you think we will see The Rock get inducted into the Hall of Fame? And when he does, who should induct him? I really am not sure when The Rock will go into the Hall of Fame or when he should go into the Hall of Fame. I think he should probably go in when he's 100% done with wrestling, if there is even such a thing as 100% being done. I think that there's a possibility The Rock could wrestle for another decade. At any point, there might be an opportunity for him to come back and make history, as he likes to put it, and break new records. I could see The Rock coming back 10 years from now. I see the door being open for a very long period of time where The Rock could come back and do another match. And until he's 100% done and completely retired from wrestling, I don't see the need to put him in the Hall of Fame right away. I think that WWE can take their time and wait for the right moment to put him in. Now, as far as who would induct him, I think it's possible that someone from his family could do it. Another possibility would be his greatest rival. Many would argue that that is Steve Austin. I think Steve Austin would be a great choice. Triple H would be a great choice. There's a lot of possibilities with The Rock. Maybe even Ric Flair would induct The Rock into the Hall of Fame, since The Rock idolized Ric Flair as a kid. You know, there's that picture that has surfaced online of the two of them, The Rock when he was a boy with Ric Flair. There's a lot of possibilities. Alright, this one comes from Hamdoon. Hey Aaron, greetings from Pakistan, long-time viewer, first-time asker. Why is a luchador's mask so important in Lucha Libre? Please answer in video. It's part of their identity. The lucha stars wearing the mask, it gives them their own unique identity and makes them different from everyone else. And they customize the masks. They make it special to them. And over the years, it's become part of Mexican culture. Lucha Libre is huge in Mexico. Wrestling is a big deal down there, and the masks have basically become sacred at this point. It's part of you. It's not just a mask. It's your identity as well. All right, this one comes from Corby W. What do you think of the idea, if Daniel Bryan must sadly end his career, that he would be the GM of Raw and SmackDown? Honestly, I'm not really a big fan of authority figures, whether they're heel or face. I think WWE should give it a break for a while with the authority figures. Now, there hasn't really been a babyface authority figure in some time, so I guess that would work if Daniel Bryan was not coming back to wrestle again, bringing him back so he's on television every week. But I think the problem with that is fans would want to see him get back in the ring, and perhaps Daniel Bryan would overshadow some of the current stars. Fans would be cheering for Bryan and want to see Bryan face somebody, and he wouldn't be able to do it. I think that's a reason why Steve Austin did not do the GM/sheriff role for very long, because fans were wanting to see Austin get physical, and they wanted to see Austin get into a match with somebody, and it just wasn't going to happen. So I wouldn't see that lasting for a very long period of time if it was to happen. I think what's more likely, if WWE was to keep Daniel Bryan in the company, I think it's most likely that he would be a trainer or work with guys in NXT, something like that, work at the Performance Center and help the younger talent. I think that's something that would be better for Daniel Bryan than him being the GM of Raw or SmackDown. Alright, that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Stay tuned to NoDQ for all the latest news and rumors, and I will be back tomorrow with another edition, so stay tuned for more.